Information System Hacking Report. Good afternoon. This is Kwararafa Television. News. We begin with the headlines. Peter Obi denies urging Nigerian soldiers to reject the salary increase approved by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Nigeria was near collapse, says colonel accused of coup plot against Tinubu. Libyan authorities battle big blaze at major oil refinery. Now details of the news. The presidential candidate of the Nigerian Democratic Congress, Peter Obi, has denied reports that he called on Nigerian soldiers to reject the salary increase approved by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Obi described the report as false and urged Nigerians to disregard it. He stated this in a statement posted on his X handle. Tinubu had approved salary increase of between 30 and 80% for personnel of the armed forces effective September 1st, 2026. The pay package, which is expected to benefit about 250,000 personnel, will raise the annual salary bill for the armed forces from 660 billion naira to 924 billion naira, according to the President's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga. Reacting to the report, Obi said his respect for members of the security forces remain unwavering. Colonel Mohammed Maji, accused of being involved in an alleged plot to overthrow President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, has said his actions were driven by patriotism and concern over what he described as Nigeria's worsening condition rather than personal ambition. Maji said economic hardship, poor governance, and declining welfare among Nigerians and military personnel shape his concerns about the country's direction. The colonel said his own struggles to provide for his 5 children on his salary further heightened his concerns about the economic situation. Sensitive election materials have arrived in Osogbo ahead of Saturday's Osun State governorship election, as the Independent National Electoral Commission said it will draw ad hoc personnel from a pool of more than 30,000 members of the National Youth Service Corps. The development came as security agencies stepped up preparations for the poll with no fewer than 25,310 personnel from the Nigeria Police Force, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, and Economic and Financial Crimes Commission deployed across the state. The Chief Press Secretary to the INEC Chairman Adebayo Oketola disclosed the Commission's planned deployment of NYSC members while giving an update on preparations for the August 15 election. Oketola, however, said he could not provide the exact number of ad hoc personnel to be engaged, adding that the Commission will draw from a pool of more than 30,000 NYSC members for the poll. He also disclosed that over 2,000 voters were registered in Osun, but said he did not have the latest figure for voters who had collected their permanent voter cards following the extension of the PVC collection exercise. The Kwara State Fire Service has warned against further encroachment, occupation, and conversion of its fire station within Mandate Market at Dewale Ilori, saying the development could undermine emergency response and put lives and property at risk. The warning was contained in a statement by the service spokesperson Hassan Adekunle on behalf of the Chief Fire Officer Mohammed Alabi. The service issued the warning after an inspection visit to the station by a team led by its office in charge administration, during which it observed that portions of the premises had been taken over by unauthorized structures and occupants. The service also said the facility had previously been burgled, with some firefighting equipment reportedly stolen, including the station's steel water reservoir tank. According to the statement, the development was particularly concerning because the Mandate Market station serves not only the market but also several surrounding communities and commercial areas. The Sokoto state government has announced plans to introduce free delivery kits for women giving birth in public health facilities across the state as part of its renewed efforts to reduce maternal and newborn mortality. The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Farouk Abubakar, disclosed this at the dissemination of the Emergency Obstetric and Newborn Care Assessment Report in Sokoto. Abubakar said the government would also provide solar lighting for labor rooms and maternity units while strengthening antenatal care services to address challenges contributing to maternal and infant deaths. He said the state had recorded progress in some key health indicators, including improved immunization coverage and a gradual decline in maternal and child mortality, but acknowledged that more needed to be done. On to Kwararafa Television News. We'll be back shortly. Stay with us.
This is Kwararafa Television.
You're most welcome back. The news continues. Libyan emergency services have been battling to contain a huge blaze at a major oil plant after it was targeted by unknown attackers. This refinery west of the capital, Tripoli, was hit in a drone strike on Monday evening, the third such incident in 2 days. The National Oil Corporation, NOC, said a tank containing about 4.5 liters of fuel was directly hit, triggering a huge fire that caused it to collapse. They said it was considering suspending operations if the attacks continued. There were no serious injuries from the fire, with most patients treated for smoke inhalation, Libya's ambulance and emergency services said. The Zawiya refinery is the largest operational facility in Libya, with an output of 120,000 barrels per day. The NOC condemned similar attacks in past days in Zawiya, including 2 drone strikes on a naphtha reservoir and a water desalination plant. While the White House publicly maintained that he was traveling aboard Air Force, one report says U.S. President Donald Trump was secretly flown from Turkey to Britain on a smaller military aircraft last month after an alleged Iranian assassination threat. The reported deception took place during Trump's visit to Ankara for a NATO summit with other world leaders. According to the Washington Post, Trump initially boarded the former Air Force One in full view of television cameras. Minutes later, however, he was reportedly moved to another aircraft using an airport catering truck typically used to transport meals and supplies to aircraft before departure. A U.S. official said a credible threat involving Iran prompted the operation. Colombian volunteers and rescuers cleared rubble with their bare hands and buckets to search for survivors early Tuesday after the country's strongest earthquake in a decade killed at least 132 people and smashed dozens of buildings. The 7.4 magnitude quake struck cities across Colombia's western region, sending panicked residents onto the streets. The quake killed 132 people and injured more than 570 as of Monday afternoon. According to the Colombia Association of Capital Cities, a group coordinating major cities across the country. Colombian President Alberto de la Esprila, just 3 days after being sworn into the job, declared a state of emergency and vowed a concerted rescue effort. De la Esprila said earlier the death toll was 111. The city of Pereira, which was among those hit hardest, was mostly plunged into darkness amid power outages on Monday night as volunteers probe for signs of life on the collapsed building. United Kingdom immigration enforcement officers arrested more than 4,700 people working illegally in the countries during the first 6 months of 2026. This is according to the Home Office. Official figure shows that 4,756 arrests were made between January and June, a 20% rise from the same period in 2025. Officers carried out 7,217 raids on businesses, up to 31% year-on-year, as the country intensifies its crackdown on illegal working. The Home Office, in a statement posted on its X handle, described the results as the most successful 6-month period in British history. And on sports, the Amateur Basketball Academy, in collaboration with the Taraba State Basketball Association, has organized a 2-day coaches clinic in Taraba State. The clinic themed drive aims to equip coaches with the skills needed to identify and develop basketball talents from the grassroots. Rejoice Hussein has more.
Declaring the program open, the chairman of the Taraba State Sports Commission, Coach Bolos Husseini, commended the state government for creating the Sports Commission and urged the coaches to make the most of the training, which aligns with the governor's vision.
The program we're kickstarting is a blueprint of His Excellency Dr. Abukefos. Please, my upcoming coaches and my coaches, listen to the result business carefully and make sure you grab all they tell you and impact on these kids, because what we're doing now in Taraba Sport Development is to bring up children that are well behaved, not children that will be running about the street. I declare the program open.
The chairman of the Taraba State Basketball Association, Honorable Tanko Yusuf, expressed optimism that the clinic would help improve basketball development in the state and appreciated the Taraba State government for its continuous support.
All of this would not have been possible if His Excellency, the Governor of Taraba State, had not created an enabling environment for youth to thrive. And so, most importantly, we want to thank His Excellency for giving us the maximum support as youth, as basketballers, and as sports lovers and sport administrators. I want to say thank you to His Excellency for all that he has done for us.
The founder of ABBA, Deputy Controller of Nigeria Customs Service, DCS Lucky Aliu Abubakar, said the theme represents 5 qualities required for successful coaching and urged participants to be diligent and respectful.
Our team drive represents 5 essential qualities that every successful basketball coach, please describe in your mind, every successful basketball coach must possess. 1, diligence. 2, respect. 3, inspiration. 4, value. And last but not the least, education. Let us learn together, grow together, mentor together, and build together. This is our drive.
The head of media and publicity of the academy, Kayode Adeniyi, said the organization focuses on identifying and promoting young talent and has plans to support participants beyond the clinic.
Basketball is good. There's so much talent in the grassroots. The talent is not in Abuja. The talent is not in Jalingo. The talent is somewhere where nobody has covered them.
The participants expressed appreciation for the opportunity and pledged to apply the knowledge gained in developing young basketball talent across the state.
This is one of its kind, actually. For a long time, we've strived to actually grow more than we are, or more than we have actually achieved. But there are difficulties in financing ourselves, financing each other from this environment to where we meet the rightful people or channel for the education and enlightenment. And I believe so much that if we are educated, the upcoming basketball players will also be educated. And
in Jalingo, I am Rejoice Useniyaru.
Well, with the sport news, we've come to the end of the news. But before we go, a look at the headlines. Peter Obi denies urging Nigerian soldiers to reject the salary increase approved by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Nigeria's near collapse, says Colonel accused of coup plot against Tinubu. And we also brought you the report that Libyan authorities battled big blaze at major oil refinery. That does it. You can join us 7 for News Hour. Joachim Dengana. Peters is my name on behalf of the production crew. Have a great day.